Our day has really not been exciting. I had to get some stuff done for taxes, and that was pointless. I worked an hour on it and I did it wrong or couldn't figure it out. Then I went to order something online, and that didn't work out for something that I need coming up. Deb just ran out to start the truck so we can leave, and we're going to drop our rent check off. It blew out of her hands, and she's running down the street in the snow. A question roll in about the eyelash serum that I use, and mine is the Dime. I love their eyelash boost serum is what it's called, and it's inexpensive. My code is DAND. I'll link it here. Also, I noticed that my crossbody that I love is on sale, and I wanted to show you why I love it so much. First off, I'm going to try to do this with one hand, and if I can't, I'm going to have Deb do it. Oh, here she comes. I need your help. Deb is going to demonstrate. So it's got the magnetic closure, and it has a little zipper on the inside. You're doing good. This is the part I love. You can put your credit cards and your license in here, and your cell phone in that pocket. And then this comes with a little coin purse. That crossbody is normally $85. It is now $69.98. I believe I'll put the text on the screen. 2 active codes are offer and hello 10, and you can get $10 extra off. It's a great bag. Whizzle for shizzle, you are going to have to stay here. You can't go with us now. We'll be right back, okay? Some people ask me why we just didn't use the paneling beadboard. We have used that before. We did that in the tiny house in our laundry area. I actually like the looks of this better. I think it's easier to use this too because the outlets are so much easier to cut out with the little.
It's less manhandling these great big pieces.
Yes, it's just easier that way. Talking about doing the bathroom, but see, those janky ones are warped. These aren't. And we were wondering if this lath would work to put like horizontal shiplap on the wall. This has been one of the craziest. It's like everything today is taking 60 times longer than what it should. And we have a hard time with that because we like to get shit done. To Menards and picked everything up. And while I was getting those, which by the way, those are lath boards. They're real thin and they are rough, but I want to paint it. So I think they'll work really well. But we already went there. We had the hardest time explaining what we needed on something, and we left without going and picking stuff up. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of a close-up of this. So if you guys remember right, the directions say we didn't follow directions. We opted out of those. It said to put furring strips behind there, since your studs are like this, and then you put these little strips, obviously in between each stud, you're not going to hit a stud. In turn, this is why it reminds me of real beadboard, because it's not like this one is bowed out a little bit. I mean, just so little that you couldn't see it if you were not looking for it. But that's why I love this. The paneling is flat and it doesn't have all the different characteristics. Keep that in mind if you guys are doing this. I love this. I think this was so much easier rather than taking the big, huge panel and try to cut this out of. You're only cutting just little bits. But we want to install these like this. So rather than wide shiplap, we thought this might be neat if we can pull this off. If we can't, we'll just return them. recorded a bunch of stories, Deb and I did on the tools. So I'll be sharing them here in a second. But we're opening up more cabinets. More cabinet fun. Deb is going to work on this little door on the fireplace, and I think I'm going to give this a quick coat of paint so it's all fresh and ready. I thought I would tell you guys where this island came from if you're new here. Probably 15 years ago or so, I was at my 9-to-5 job in the doctor's office, and I saw there was no picture. It just said antique candy store counter from downtown building. So I called her and I said, where are you located? And she happened to be like 10 minutes from me.
I have a story for you.
What?
One time my dad told me that if you would stop running your pie hole, this would get done faster.
Anyways, I went to look at it, and when I got there, it was under this lean-to, basically out in the elements, and it had bird poop all over it. And I said, it's perfect. I'll give you $200 for it. She wanted $650, and she said, well, I'm not coming down that low. So I gave her my phone number, and this is 8 foot long. So I knew that it was going to take a special person to put it in their house, because a lot of people can't, have room for this big of one. And she said, well, I'm not coming down that low. So I gave her my phone number, left. And it was about, I would say, 2 months later, I got a phone call, and she said, hey, this is me with the bar, the island, would you want it for $250? If you do, come and get it. We were like in the car or in the truck in a split second. And after all that, it didn't fit in our house. We had to use it in our basement rather than in our kitchen where we originally bought it for. We were going to have to redo the entire kitchen, ripping out cabinets and flooring, and we didn't want to do that. So we just used it as our bar, and Deb made this into like wine racks and wine glass holders. And then once we got the house on Winchester, we planned around this. These doors to go, one here on the bathroom, one on the mechanical room there, and then one here for the bedroom. But I'm going to put that film over this. I got a lot of suggestions. I'm going to do it on the mechanical room. That one's painted. But I got a lot of suggestions about the spray that you can do. And I've used the spray before. I want this to look like old textured glass. So I'm going to try this. It's in this roll, and it looks like this. And I told you before, I'm afraid it's going to look purple or blue. So I'll put this up and I will show you. And I'll let you know if it goes up nicely. You measure it to size, and then you peel off this backing, and then you wet the window and put this on and kind of squeegee it. I'm going to install mine on the back, so the front, I'll show you. I hope this works, but you just get the window wet, and then you stick this on, and then you kind of squeegee it out. Here's what the after looks like. I put the film on the back, so this is really textury looking, but it's still just the glass. I will show you what this looked like. I took a picture before. Now look what we're doing. Putting another cabinet together. So exciting. We have one more, and that's that one down there. And then we can do the countertop and the sink and the faucet.
You have to cut the holes for all the water lines. Are you going to do that?
You are.
Why aren't you?
That's your job.
It'll be yours.
And then we have to hang the range hood. I'm excited about that. Every month I share for HSN and I always find great deals and love to pass them along with you. I have a new post on my site, so I'm going to link that here, and then I want to show you a few of the great items. They always have a today's special, which that's one of the very first things that I look for each day, because a lot of times they are items that I didn't even know existed. One of the items that I grabbed for ourselves were these cups. They are collapsible, so they're easily taken with you wherever you go, to the gym or to work or whatever. And they are for hot and cold drinks, which I love. Also this month are these Vince Camuto adorable slippers. They're faux fur. They come in several different colors, and I think they are so cute. Perfect for lounging around the house. They also have this set of wet brushes this month. I've shared these before. I love these. They are the only brushes that I can use. I have such a sensitive scalp, and they do not hurt my hair. I should say my head. Like I said, I have it all on a new post on my site along with a few other items. I'm going to attach that here, so swipe up and take a look. Okay, lots of questions on Deb's tools. So she's going to do a brief analysis of what she has. She loves DeWalt, so she always sticks with that.
These are the most common tools that I use. I have
2 drills.
This is a hammer drill, which is good for when you have to drill into concrete.
Okay.
This is a, what's this called?
A driver. An impact. No,
Yes, it's an impact driver. Yes. This is lightweight, smaller, gets into different areas. I love it. Make different battery volts. So they have a 12 volt you can buy, an 18 volt, and a 20 volt. I have the 20 volts because it has the most power. As long as you stick with a 20 volt,
they're all
interchangeable.
Interchangeable.
You can use the same battery on all these tools as long as it's a 20 volt. I can charge them all on the same charger.
This is her charging station, which I think is the coolest thing.
They make them 20 volts and 2 amps, 20 volts and 5 amps, 20 volts and 4 amps. The small number is how long it will hold a charge. This is not going to hold a charge as long as the 5 amp. Let's say you're going to buy an impact driver. You get online at all different prices, and you're looking for a 20 volt XR. There's going to be a ton of different prices. The prices are, you can buy this tool just like this
with no battery.
That's called a bare tool. Or you can buy this same tool with a 2 amp battery, which is going to be less money than a 4 amp battery. When you put on there a 5 amp battery, it's going to be even more money. You can get this impact driver with 1 battery, or it might come with 2 5-volt batteries, and that's the price change too. So gotta watch out this. Then I bought a charger. This charges all 20-volt batteries. So you can mix them all up. It's a fast charge, and
rather than having each individual charger, she bought this, and it holds 4 at the same time and charges them really quick. This is the tool that she used to cut out the beadboard.
This is a multi-tool called an oscillating tool, and it just has a little blade on it, and it wiggles back and forth.
It is so simple to use, and it does such a great job. This is probably, besides a driver, this is probably the tool that we use the most. Wouldn't you say?
This tool is like, if you have a piece of woodwork, it's too long and you don't want to take the woodwork off the wall, you just go up to your wall and cut it.
Yeah. So this is the oscillating tool, is what she used for the paneling. I had a lot of messages about this air nailer. So obviously it's DeWalt again, because they all match. But we love this because we don't have to bring the air compressor like we used to have to.
We had to tote around air compressors to every house, and I didn't do the little one. I always had to have a big one. So I have all these tools in-corded, which they're awesome too, but this, when you have a house with no power, or you want to go out a half mile down the road and do something, you just pick it up and go. And the batteries last way longer than what you think they would.
Yeah. So we love this. We just got this maybe 3 months ago.
Maybe.
You bought it for me.
Well, you didn't use it, so I took it off.
Anybody else watching Susan's stories? So she took her dining room and made it into a library and now is going to redo it again. This is the time that I sit down and watch everybody's stories and catch up. So she is going to take old lamps and make them into trophies. You have to go. She has the best ideas. Like when she showed the lamps and said what she was going to do, I was like, they look like that. This is going to work perfect. Her ideas are. I cannot wait to see what she does. You guys have to go check her out. How is she going to do this trophy thing?